Hey guys, welcome back to Eversoul. In today's video, we're going to go through some of the big mistakes you really want to avoid in the game to help with your progression. Now, we are going to do a giveaway in this one. I haven't done a giveaway yet for this game. I normally do a giveaway in every game when we start playing them and we're having some fun. So this one, be subscribed, leave a comment. You'll go into the draw. About a week away, I'll go onto a random comment picker site, draw a winner, and post it in a community post so the winner can find out. But this one, the first thing I want to mention before we get into the mistakes is the biggest mistake is not having fun. If anything that you see in a guide for progression or anything like that goes against what you enjoy, if someone recommends a faction, a character, anything, it's a game. It's meant to have fun. So make sure you're having fun and do whatever you want that you enjoy. And that is definitely the first biggest tip. But now let's get into the ones for those that are looking more at min-maxing progression and stuff like that, about some mistakes that people can make. So the first one I want to talk about is resources in the bag. So these 6 hour, 2 hour, 2 hour, 6 hour, all these ones. Basically with these, because I always get asked this when a new idle game comes out, like, what do I do with these? Do I collect them? Basically, you leave them in your bag until you're stuck on progression, and then when you can't do anything else, you can go ahead and use those. It's the same with your fast rewards, except you want to do your fast rewards before the day ends, especially the free one. But with these, it's when you're stuck and you can't progress anymore. So the two typical things I like to do, besides like the things that reset daily that you obviously do every day, or the labyrinth, which resets every 2 days, is push campaign. Once you're stuck in campaign and tower, then you can use these. So that is the basic principle on these. Just don't get them and then pop them all straight away and then have an abundance of these resources in your bags that you're not actually using, is the general idea. Wait until you're at progression. The next one is, it's really frustrating in the game that they give you these chests when you clear certain stages. I wish they just give you a random piece of gear, but definitely come in here. Don't leave these in here. Open these all the time. This is just how you're going to get some gear. Like I said, it's frustrating to me that the game actually does this chest system instead of just giving you an item when you clear a stage, but it is the thing that happens, so make sure you always go in there and pop those. The next thing I want to look at, this isn't so much mistake, it's just an understanding that I want you guys to have when you're making your decision. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. It's just when we're looking at summons, I just want to let you know that the pickup banners, when they come, they have a really nice pickup along the way to get some really nice rewards. As you can see, you get 10 summons at 40, you get the character at 80 and stuff like that. However, if we look at the normal summons, it does have a pity at 30. So every 30 summons, you're guaranteed to get an epic hero, whereas this one does not have that pity. So I want you guys to know that information, especially when you're looking at spending your gems on what you want to do. That is the way it works. In general, as the game gets further along, me personally, I'll be looking at saving my gems for these pickup banners. In the early game on my account, as you can see, I'm saving gems now. But in the at the start, I did use about 20,000 gems just to boost my account with a bunch of epics from the normal banner. Now, I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. That's just what I did. But I just wanted you guys to have the info so you don't make the mistake of thinking this has a pity when it doesn't, and then raging when you go like 60 pulls without getting something. But still, these banners are great benefit, and like I said, me personally, I will be saving for future banners like this with my gems from now on. So up to you on that. Just wanted to let you guys know that info on that one. The next one is probably the biggest mistake in the game, and that's not paying attention to your friends list. Now, your friends list is huge because we can send and receive hearts, which gives us some of these friendship points, which does get us summons. Now, on top of that, it allows us to hire out souls, which is amazing. You can hire 5 of these things per day. The system is completely broken. If you're ever stuck on a stage and you've got a high level friend, you just hire one of their souls, you clap that stage, and you keep going 5 times per day. It's amazing for free-to-play players. Like, everyone gets stuck at 8-35. The simple answer to that, as annoying as it is for someone to say this to you, is just get a mercenary and just clap the stage. It's a system they've put into the game. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's there, so we got to abuse it. So hiring high-level mercenaries is always going to be beneficial. So definitely do not ignore your friends list. Get around Discords, get around stuff like that. Find friends. There's a lot of people playing. If you're watching this maybe like a week to 2 weeks to a month after the game's launched, a lot of players on servers will have high-level characters that you can borrow, and it will become easier for newer players. Obviously, the peak whales don't have this luxury, but friends is super important. Now, the other reason you don't want to ignore friends, because I know a lot of people don't like these sorts of things, I don't like the town system either, is if we go in here, you want to keep on top of this because you can actually go into your town and visit your friends. And if we go here, when I've done a whole video on this, but I'll just show you guys quickly. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you can go and inspect your friends' towns and kill some monsters in their town. And as you can see, when they kill monsters in your town, you also get them. That's what that's from. And I can just go visit town. I can visit someone's town. There'll be 10 monsters in there. You just go kill them and you get 10 friendship points, which is a summon. And you can do that 3 times per day. So friends are very important. Don't make the mistake of just thinking they're worthless and you don't really need to do it. It's actually a very important part of the game in the current state. It's really nice. You get a lot of free summons. It's pretty solid. The next one I want to look at is going to be gear upgrading. So in these games, you go through tiers of gear very quick. Now, there are some missions that require you to upgrade gear to get the rewards. But with the gear, which is the keepsakes, basically, I just avoid upgrading these completely until we get to the later game tiers of gear. I just ignore upgrading these completely. You'll phase them out. The other reason being is that upgrading gear really limits how much gold you have. So if we go here, for instance, and I level up my characters a bit, you'll see that, let's just level you up to 90 and level you up to 90. Just trying to speed through this, but I still want to balance it out a little bit. So there you go. I'm out of gold. And now upgrading gear costs a lot of gold, and that's why you don't want to do it, because otherwise it's going to hurt you and everywhere else. Now, for those missions that state that you need to upgrade gear to say level 5, I recommend doing just a blue piece of gear, because if we look at upgrading to level 5 on something like a purple piece of gear and we do the autofills, and you want to go to, that's level 6, my bad. Let's go back and we go enhance and we go auto. So level 5, that's going to cost you 125k gold. That is quite expensive, and 125 of these bad boys. Now, if I bounce out of that, that's 125k gold to get that level 5 achievement. If I go on a standard blue piece, you can't do green because they don't go to level 5. I don't think you can upgrade them at all. But if we go to this one and we go auto, you're only using 50k. So for those achievements, you can do one piece of blue. That's what I recommend. Besides that, I just avoid upgrading gear in the early progression phase because it just costs you way too much gold and it's going to really cripple that progression that you can make with that. The next thing I want to talk about is ascending heroes. Now, this one's a bit complicated. I could probably do a whole video on itself, or you can just watch my AFK Arena once, but it's basically what you want to do is you don't want to build up too many units, because when we get to Epic Plus, you can see you need 2 Epic Plus fodders. Now, for these, never use the epic heroes as fodder in this situation. You only use the epic hero themselves when it is a requirement for the ascension. As you can see, this one, we can just use rare heroes upgraded to Epic Plus, and that's what you want to do. Otherwise, you're just wasting your good heroes. So try and save all of your epic heroes until they are required for upgrading themselves to a specific tier. That'll be from legendary to legendary plus, mythic plus to ascended, and that sort of thing. Apologies, I say mythic plus and mythic and ascended. What they call it in this game is going to be eternal and origin. Save it for those ones. Then the other thing, like I said, if for my account, for example, avoid building too many units at the same time, because eventually you want to get, a few units up to that higher level of ascension. And if I take all of these guys to legendary right now, then I'm going to be out of food. And instead of taking 3 to legendary, I could have then had the food to take one of them once I get 4 copies of it all the way to eternal with that fodder. So just a fodder thing, don't just go splashing fodder in every unit and trying to build every unit as you go. Try and target units that you really want to build and then invest and use your fodder to get them as high as possible. Is the general gist. I think I could make a whole video going over this because it's really hard to cover quickly, but in general, that is the gist. And don't feed your naturally epic heroes. And the final massive mistake that I made on my first account is the Hall of Memories. Now, it's a bit frustrating to me the way this thing works. I would really love it that you could clear it, and then, if you power up, you could clear the next stage and just get the extra rewards on top to make up the difference on it. But it doesn't. Now, it has this trap where it says you can reset it. So if I went into this 91,000, I could reset it. But if I've taken rewards from the 91,000 entry, I would not be able to get the rewards if I jump into this one. Any rewards you take are done. So basically what I'm saying is with this thing, do it at the very end of the week so you can do the most powerful version. It really frustrates me. Like I said, it would be really nice if I could clear this one, get these rewards, and then if I later power up and clear this one, I could gain those extra rewards on top. It doesn't work that way. It kind of tricks you with the wording on saying you can reset it. So definitely this one, do not do it as soon as it starts. As you can see, we got 5 days, 23 hours left on this one. Wait until the last day. Just don't miss out on actually doing it, but wait until the last day and then do this thing, because it's going to give you a lot more rewards in the end. And on a similar note, the dual gate is the same function. So the dual gate, you want to wait until the end of the day. Now, once you're probably 2 weeks into your account, your power of your account isn't going to change that much during the course of a day. So you can just jump in and splash this. This is more targeted at the first week. But that one definitely, especially the Hall of Memories, is one you definitely don't want to mess up and do at the start of the week, because then you're just going to lose out on a bunch of rewards that you could have had later in the week, especially in your first like 2 weeks of play. It is massive. But anyway, guys, that is it for what I think are the biggest mistakes in the game. Let me know if you have more. Put them in the comments. If there's a bunch of good ones, I'll put a pinned comment with extra ones that people have submitted. And past that, if there's just so many, I can make a second video covering this. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.